Hey guys. God, I look stoned. um, I know it's early in the day. I don't know if anyone will even get a notification, but here I am. Hey, I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of an update on what's coming up. So, I have had so much on my mind. I don't even know if is this working? Is it happening? I don't know if it's happening. It's really early in the day. I never jump on. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me. Hi, guys. Now it's like notifying me, so that was weird. Hey, I was just gonna jump on super quick and just kind of give you guys an update because, so I'm really sorry. I, I've been so distracted lately. Maybe not distracted, but I've had so much on my mind because I've been preparing for a lot of things. So I'm moving home on Sunday, and uh, that's kind of gonna be like up in the air. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm putting some details together because I'm gonna move into something kind of different that I haven't done before. So, hi guys, hi! Thank you for jumping on. I know this is really impromptu. I mainly just wanted to give you guys an update of like why I've been kind of not diving so much into quantum physics. It's just because like I've had so much on my mind as far as like this transition that I'm about to make. So that's what's been kind of going on for me, okay? Um Also, what else was I going to tell you? Just been hermit mode in general. Um Oh, thank you guys. You're so amazing. And I really appreciate the comments. Like I really thought people were gonna come for me when I posted the assumptions thing. I was like, dude, people are gonna be so brutal with me. And there were so many amazing compliments. I didn't respond to all of them, but I read a lot. I have so much going on this week, and so I've had to just stay really focused on what I need to accomplish for this week. Plus, I've been fasting. So, if you guys follow me on Instagram, which I don't think a lot of you guys do, which is fine. I never really talk about Instagram because um I haven't posted on there a lot. I'm not much of an Instagram person just because it requires a lot of selfies or something. I don't know. But but if, funny enough, I've actually been a little bit more active on Instagram. I've been doing some live updates on there. If you guys want to jump over there and follow me, it'd be a little helpful so I don't have to jump on to both platforms, but maybe that's lazy. I don't know. So you guys can go over there and follow me if you want to. What was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not much of a selfie person. I've never really understood that whole concept. Like, yeah, anyway. Um, so today, like you guys saw in the title, I'm on day 5 of another water fast. It's really funny because of course, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, like, I didn't know that you could see that area of my body. So, I have been. What am I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm on day 5 of my water fast. Please, please do not come in the comments and be like, be careful, dude. I know what I'm doing at this point. Please do not caution me. It actually annoys me when people do that at this point because that happened when I first did my 33-day water fast. Like, I actually had a nurse reach out to me and told me that all my organs were gonna shut down. And I was like, what are you smoking, lady? Like, what information are you getting? And I was like, Obviously, I survived. It's been 2 years since I did the 33-day water fast, and I'm like, I'm alive, you know? And not only that, my hair is crazy freaking long. Um, so I've actually had a lot of benefits from it. One thing I wanted to tell you guys, like, God, I have so much to share with you guys that I've been sharing on Instagram, but I was like, I need to share it with my YouTube channel and with my YouTube peeps. So I'm gonna try to incorporate everything that I've been updating people on over on Instagram, but I will, yeah, here we go. Okay. So, I obviously, if I can talk, I obviously started this fast last Friday, and the very first day was horrible. I was in so much pain. I didn't realize like how much chronic fatigue I had. Oh my gosh, I was in so much pain. I didn't move in my bed the whole day. Like I was just sedentary. I didn't move and I just ached. Like I ached everywhere. I didn't have any motivation. And so that's why, like, those of you that deal with chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, seriously, like, I feel for you because that constant pain is miserable. I actually had a best friend of mine that unfortunately committed suicide because she was dealing with that and she couldn't find help. And so every time I feel that chronic fatigue, I remember her and what she was dealing with, and it just makes me so sad that she didn't have the tools and I didn't know the tools to tell her back then to help her out. But so yeah, the first day of the fast, I was in a ton of pain. And then, like, the next day, if I didn't know what I know about fasting, like, I probably would have gave up. And I've been journaling too a lot, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh God, just kill me now. Like, I do not want to be alive. So I was really struggling. And then the next day on Saturday, I just felt so good. I felt energized. Like I started going for walks. I was just feeling so much better. And then it's kind of been off and on. So what I was gonna tell you guys, sorry, I haven't even been reading the comments. Hi everyone, hello. Um, I don't get headaches. Um, Actually, the only time I've had a headache recently is when I went to a psychologist. And I don't know, it was like something about talking with her like released so much. And oh my gosh, I had a headache that whole day. I don't take a lot. So that's what I was going to tell you guys too is like, um, especially leading up to the fast, I'm just raw vegan. So, and I don't eat any salt. I rarely ever eat fruits. Although that's not totally accurate because I eat a lot of like, I either eat figs or dehydrated mangoes. Like, that's the extent of fruit that I eat these days. I don't really take in fruit anymore. Um, so, just because I feel more calm and balanced, I think fruit gives me tons of energy. And I think that's why I haven't just really been wanting to eat it because I want to feel more calm lately. I'd just rather be kind of like chill. So that's mainly what I ingest. So that's why, like, every time I go into the fast, it's just easy, you know? It's not even something where I'm like forcing myself or I'm anorexic or, it's not one of those like, I have to do this. It's more like my body feels ready and then it just happens. And then I'm like, okay, this is what's happening right now. So that's kind of what happened. Probably every 6 months or so, I like to do a good fast. You know, I haven't fasted. I've actually been containing myself. For the past month, what I've been doing is like this pretty strict process of intermittent fasting. Every day I'm intermittent fast, and then I only eat 2 meals a day. But the first meal isn't really even a meal, it's like kind of a snack. So I only eat 2 meals a day. And then I try to stop eating, of course, by like 6 p.m. so my body can digest all night, and then it gives my digestive system the opportunity to like rejuvenate really quickly. And then, so like I said, over the past month, what I've been trying to do is weekend fast. Like I'll fast maybe a day or so. And I don't want to sound like perfect. Probably about 2 weeks ago, I saw my parents and they're like amazing cooks. It's really hard to be around them being a raw vegan because they're not like they're healthy in their own way, but um they made these pinto beans and I was like, dude, they're so freaking amazing. So I did indulge on that with avocados. So I did veer from my alkaline, so that's why I'm saying like I'm not 100% perfect all the time, but it's only when I'm around people. Like when it's around people that I love and stuff, I get all nostalgic and I want to like eat the food that they're eating. That's so typical. And so that's why like I generally keep away just for my own self-discipline. So, just so you guys know, I'm not 100% perfect all the time, but I have been extremely strict over the past 6 months. I have not been really anything but alkaline vegan and the majority of alkaline raw vegan. Okay, hopefully you guys understand all this like lingo and verbiage that I say. So, um yes, so this is what I was gonna tell you guys about it. That's so cool. Okay. Um, yeah, I try to be as honest as possible, like if I fall off track, but to be honest, I'm like, well, that's pretty good. If the only thing that I've eaten over the past 6 months that's not alkaline is just homemade pinto beans, that's okay. I not really. I'm really crazy strict with myself about it, but anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So what I was gonna talk about with the fast, what was I saying? So yes. So what happens is since I'm so raw, like since I'm just raw vegan the whole time, now when I fast, my body almost immediately, like on day one, goes into autophagy. And it's really crazy now because like I can feel it. It's really crazy. Now I can actually feel when my body goes into autophagy. And that's what I figured out was happening. So originally, I was just planning to do a 3 to 5 day water fast, and I was just gonna gauge it from there. I was like, maybe I'll just do 3 days because I really love food. And even right now, I've been just like fantasizing. I've been like planning out my meals for when I come off the fast because I'm super excited for it. And so, like, but then what was really crazy is yesterday, even last night, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna break the fast. Like, I even went to the grocery store, but after I watched the sunset, like, after I did some sun gazing, I felt so good. I felt rejuvenated. I felt really energized. And I just felt really calm and at peace. Like, sometimes there's actually this thing, what's it called? Ghrelin. I think that's when your hunger kicks in, like when you're actually craving food. And what I've noticed is there's like an energetic thing that comes up to the surface where you want food, like you actually start fantasizing about it. And once you push past that, you get a rush of dopamine releases. It like strengthens your confidence. There's just like an interesting chemical thing that happens within your body when you push past that point. So, that's kind of what I experienced last night. So it was so funny. After I did some sun gazing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna get my groceries and prepare for the to break the fast. Sorry, it's really loud. Okay. So that was my plan. And then, yeah, when I was walking around the store, like even around all the food, I wasn't tempted at all. I was like, it like bored me. I don't know how to explain it because, especially when I'm on a fast, I just look at food differently. And so that ended pretty quickly. So I came back to my place and I was just like, well, alrighty then, like maybe I should keep going. So that's where I'm at today. Um, and one thing too that I was thinking about was like, I think it's important to keep up a tradition of it and to gauge your body, because what I was explaining over on Instagram is like 2020 was extremely stressful. And I think to kind of come off of it and get it out of the body would be good to do a lot of alkaline stuff, because there was a lot of cortisol. I think we had an excess of it during 2020. So that's kind of what I wanted to do too. Like things feel as though they have calmed down. And so I was like, yeah, I think this would be a really good time to actually go into a fast and just do a good cleansing. I'm just being really crazy because, yeah, I was again thinking I'll just do 5 days and finish out today, but now I'm kind of thinking of doing a week, maybe 10 days if I can handle it. I love doing 10-day fasts because they're really, really good. Like 21 days is my ideal, but I try to hold that off because it's such a like, um, to come off the fast, to break the fast, you have to be so much more delicate. Like the longer you fast, the slower that you have to go introducing foods back into the body, which I don't always have the patience for, which is my own process, because breaking the fast is the most, like one of the most important parts of the fast. You have to be delicate and you have to be patient. And so sometimes, like, especially if you are an emotional kind of eater person and you soothe yourself a lot from oral fixations and stuff, which I definitely do, then you're gonna have to slow down, and it's challenging because when you come off fast, you're like, give me all of the things that I've wanted. And you have to hold back that urge. So, um, Christy, I don't think so. The fast, I don't think it's so much. Well, actually, yeah. I would probably say the fast has lowered my cortisol because I haven't felt stress at all, which is really crazy too. Because before the fast, I was telling my mom this. I was kind of jumpy, like things would happen, like, and I would jump at things. But then when I went for a walk last night, I was so chill. Like there were people that popped out at me like while I was walking at stuff, and I just kind of looked like I wasn't really like startled or anything by it. And so this has been a cool fast because I've mainly felt calm. Like I've just felt really good and calm and positive. Other than day one. Day one was really, I was like ready to die. I was like, okay, like maybe I'll just fast until I die. Yeah, that's sometimes because your body is literally clearing out. It's like actually starting to, when your body goes into autophagy, and it's right, it starts eating dead senescent cells, which can also like unlock your fat storages in your body. So once the toxins get released, that's why like people might be confused because with a fast, You would think that you would feel good. No, you feel like shit at the beginning because the toxins that have been stored up in little places, like little fat storage places, those actually get released. So then when the toxins get released into your blood system and through the lymph system, your body starts trying to eliminate it and get it cleansed out of you. So you can go through breakouts, like your skin can start breaking out like crazy. You can get heartburn. You can have, even for a little bit, like cold like symptoms. You can have sinus kind of stuff happen because everything is unearthing. It's really similar to like a normal detox, or if you were to get into an exercise routine or regimen. It's similar to that. So once you push past that point is when you really get work done, is when you really start to clear out the lethargy, and then you start feeling more clear, more positive, just more like, oh, things are going good. Like, actually, life maybe might not be so bad. So that's been the cool thing, is like, especially any negative thoughts. I haven't been thinking any negative thoughts, which is super cool. So I love that. Let's see. Um, that's interesting. The vegetables make you depressed. That's really interesting. Hmm. I'll have to think about that. Thanks for sharing, though. Maybe, yeah, I have heard like, a lot of fruitarians that I've followed or watched. That's why they only ingest fruits, because they're so electrical. If you can get your hands on organic, real fruit, they're supposed to be really electrical, and you're more pull off the wagon quite a bit. The first year that I went vegan, like there were definitely times that I had random food cravings. So, and that's why okay, so when I first went vegan, it was a year before I did my water fast, my big 33-day water fast. And at that point, like your cells, they're programmed, like they actually have chemicals programmed into them. So that first year, so I fell off the wagon, I think once. I mean, yeah, a pretty good amount. Like before I did the 33-day water fast, I like fell off the wagon. I ate quite a bit of meat and cheese. Like I was really indulging. And did I eat chocolate? Yeah, I ate chocolate. That's so unlike me now. And after I did the fast, my cravings stopped. So that's why that made sense to me, that like once you do water fasting, foods that you would normally like, you know how when people look at healthy foods, they're like, ew. Vegan foods, like vegan versions of food that we've been raised with, and they're like gross. Once you do a fast, all that tastes delicious. So that's why like my perspective has changed, because anytime like I want something different than being just on fruits and vegetables, um I can easily find like a vegan version of it that, and so I never crave meat or things that I used to ingest. So I totally understand. Like, meat was a challenge to give up. And I'll even admit to you guys, like, probably the only thing that I miss meat wise is eggs. That's probably the only thing. I never crave any other meat. It kind of creeps me out when I see it on social media or something, like people cooking with it. It legit creeps me out. But eggs I actually miss. Um, so there's a little bit of a confession there. But I still haven't eaten eggs. I just kind of ignore it, and I make sure that I go get another, like an alternate protein source, and just ingest a lot of that. Because I'm like, yeah, my body is just craving the protein. So, yeah, potatoes are not good. Sorry, they really are not that good. They're so full of starch, and you know what's interesting is if you guys have ever watched Dr. Robert Morsend, he's like a big health fanatic. I don't really follow him. Sorry, I don't completely trust him. Um, but he was like saying that there was a person that did a really long water fast, and when they came off of the fast, they ate potatoes and they died. And when I heard that, it was enough to make me like, I'll never touch potatoes ever again. That speaks volumes. Like, if you can't eat a specific food coming off of a fast, if it kills you, that says a lot about what is in it chemically, and it's full of starch. Starch is a binder, you know? But, you know, everyone's on their own path, so I really try not to like judge anyone that's on their path because, you know, I ate meat for the majority of my life. I've only been vegan for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So the main majority of my life I was not vegan. So I don't judge people, but I do think there's more of a push right now environmentally, health wise, to make some significant changes because it's getting a little biblical out there with all the crazy things that are happening. So, um, so yes, right now I have just started day 5 of my fast. Um, yeah, Carolina water fast. It's actually where you only drink water. Like you don't take in anything else. You only drink water. So, yes, herbs. Let's see. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes aren't as bad, but they're still not good for you, which I know is like such a touchy subject. Like if I was to get if I was to get into all this stuff that is supposed to be okay for you, like what mainstream says is good for you, but actually isn't. It's been chemically altered. Sweet potatoes have been chemically altered by humans. So they're actually not good for you. I know that goes against, what is it, paleo? Paleo or the paleo diet. So yeah, sweet potatoes aren't generally good for you. I'm not taking any electrolytes. I never do. I don't trust them. Okay. I'm like a pure herbal person. Okay. Like the only thing, I do not take any man-made supplements at all. No B12, no no electrolytes. I don't take any of that in, which I know electrolytes are full of sodium, magnesium. I can't remember the other thing that they're included, but I get all of those supplements from herbs that I take. So I've taken a very different path from that, and that has been well for me. So that's what I do personally. Um, yeah, Carrie, drinking tea would be fine on the fast, and that's actually how I plan to come off of the fast, is by introducing herbs into my body and like ingesting those. There's also a certain point in the fast that I felt in my body that I have to introduce magnesium and iron because you can start getting really paranoid because with autophagy, your body is creating like all the chemicals that you need because it kind of goes into this like, oh my gosh, we're not getting the nutrients that we need from outside sources, so we better start creating what the body needs. And it's really freaking cool. It's like, that's why I think it's more of an enlightened state or just a different level of consciousness that you shift into because you're getting your nutrients from a very natural source within you. That's where I think inner power comes from. That's my version of it. So when so at the certain point where my body kind of feels like, uh we don't want to keep doing this, we actually need an outside source, that's when I start like pounding my body with herbs. So I'll start taking like herbal capsules that I've filled myself, of like herbal powders that I take, um really specific ones. And then like I have a really specific protocol that I do. And then what do I do? So at a certain point, then I'll start introducing like broths or vegetables, vegetable broths, all that good stuff. So yeah. Um I have a lot of motivation. That's why I'm so disciplined. I don't know what drives me. I don't even think it's me. I think it's something else that like drives me, because I've never really understood why I do this. But I just, for my own process or whatever. Okay, so I haven't shared this with you guys too, and maybe this would be a good time to tell you guys this. So, over the past few months, I have been getting tested for autism, um, which seems highly likely. I put it on hold for a little bit because I have to move, and I haven't received an official diagnosis, but it kind of makes sense. I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, the fact that I'm into quantum physics, and because the fact that I would even understand those things or be interested in them is apparently not very typical of other people. So, that's what's been going on. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like, I was thinking about telling you guys on the channel, but I was kind of waiting until I had an official, like, hey, she's autistic. But, so that hasn't happened quite yet. But if it does, then I will tell you guys for sure. I'm thinking that that might be. So, especially if you guys have seen the movie like Temple Grandin, she has like this focus and drive. And so sometimes I've attributed that with my obsession with quantum physics and like intracellular cleansing and chemistry and a lot of science that I enjoy diving into, and plus the combination of psychology and everything. So I think that has something to do with it. So yeah. That's, I think, why I have some sort of self-discipline. I don't know. And I just don't ever want to go back to where I was. I was so unhappy before, and I just don't want to go back there again. So, I don't know. I haven't decided how long I'm going to do this. It really depends how things unfold with my moving situation over the next few days. I'm not totally sure. I know what I'm going to do, but I'm still waiting for some details to like come together. So, if it comes together in the way that I'm hoping, then I can actually continue this fast like for a full 10 days at least. But sometimes when I get into it, I'm like, well, I might as well go all the way to like 21 days, because I don't like to waste them, because I try to at least do one long-term or 21-day fast at least once a year, because I really enjoy them. And apparently I'm still alive, so it's worked pretty good for me. So we'll see how it goes. It's still very up in the air as far as the timing. Yeah, the autism spectrum is very, very broad. And the really fascinating thing that I've noticed is like In general, when I'm eating foods, I'm a little bit more, like, I don't really like conversing with humans. But when I fast, that's why I'm like, autism is definitely a chemical neurological thing, if that's what's going on for me. Because when I fast, I become much more social. I feel like I can interact with people and I understand them much better, or I just feel more comfortable doing it. I don't feel anxiety or anything like that. But other times I'm very, like, I don't really have a desire that much to at least be in relationships, you know. Sorry, this is so much personal information. So, okay, is that it? Should we finish? Oh, thank you guys so much for the compliments. That's so sweet. Yes, I love chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is like one of the best things that's ever happened to my life. When I first got into it, I was like, OMG, it's amazing. So, yeah, I would recommend it. Yeah, I'm just not digging food. I don't trust it. Oh, one thing I was gonna tell you guys too. Um, and really quick before I dive into this, I have to remember. I have to remember. Remind me to talk about other people that have fasted that I've connected with, okay? Really quick, Christy, the way I keep my energy throughout the fast is actually by walking and being in the sun, and especially watching sunsets. This is why I pound that in you guys so much. Because when I'm water fasting, that's where I get a lot of my energy. And so, yeah, it's kind of ironic. Like, if I sit around and I don't do much, then I have zero energy. And I just feel like my there's just such a difference. So I have to push myself to go outside and to actually go for walks, and that helps me out a lot. So that's how I stay really energetic on a fast. Okay, so this is what I was going to tell you guys really quick. Okay. Yeah, I used to smoke weed a lot too, but I had to quit that. It just, I don't like it. So, um sorry, I cannot get through all the freaking comments. Okay, I'll get back to the resources thing in just a second. So, yeah, I used to smoke a lot of green, but I had to quit that shit. All right, one thing I was gonna tell you guys about some other social media influencers. Um, okay. There's this one girl in particular, and I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want you guys to go bombard her. Like, I would love to give her followers or recommendations because I don't think she's a bad person, but she says so many controversial things about water fasting that I do not agree with. So that's probably the only thing that I'm gonna say, and that's why I want to talk about in general as far as like information out there about water fasting. So, okay. Here's what I'll tell you as far as raw truths, okay? So this girl that I've kept in contact with, she did pretty close to mine. She did a 26-day water fast. And I'm actually really surprised. She is very negative about it. And here's the thing that I've observed too, okay? So I watch a lot of the foods that she eats. She posts a lot of her diet and what she eats. And a lot of the things that she ingests are not like fully alkaline. And you have to understand, like, some if you're ingesting like acidic foods to any degree, it can cause you to become negative or intolerant. And I was like, that's why. Because I think there were some things like, okay, let me explain this. When I first did my 33-day water fast, it was insane, okay? I'll be completely straight up honest about it. It was like, it was amazing to a certain point. I had so much clarity. I had so many positive things that were happening from it, and I felt a way that I had never felt like in my entire life. I felt amazing. And there was a certain point, like during that fast, I did not know at the time that you need to introduce magnesium and iron. Like if you're going past 21 days, you can last 21 days on just water. I only actually, so I was shooting for 40 days. Like I was going to do 40 days. The only reason why it ended up being 33 was because there were a lot of things that happened that were really bad, as far as like the environment that I was in was not like peaceful or safe for me. And that's why, like, probably number one thing that I would say about a fast is your environment is everything, okay? You need to make sure if people are around you that they are supportive, loving, compassionate, that they are like, they understand what you're doing, because if there's any conflict in any way about that, it will rattle you. You are at the most sensitive. You are literally hitting into a core part of your reptilian brain that is programmed to make you panic if you are not getting food. And that's why, like, human evolution wise, we are meant to go search for that, because starvation is obviously a real thing. So that's why it ended up only being 33 days when I did that, which was kind of ironic because I was 33 years old too, which was super weird. So it was almost like I fasted a day for every year of my life, which I was pretty satisfied with. I was like, that's pretty good. If I'm cleansing my life in some way, fine. That's good. So, what was I saying? So, coming off of the fast, I did not come off of the fast correctly. Okay. I did not, because number one, was in a very stressful environment. So it's kind of like I lost that equilibrium and I lost the balance, and I didn't do anything extreme. Like, by no means, I did not go eat pizza or anything. I still was eating just like nuts and fruits and that type of a thing when I came off of the fast. So, but I still didn't do it the way that I wanted to do it and the way that you should do it from 33 days of only water. That's really extreme. So, when I came off of that, I was highly stressed. I was really paranoid. And also, there were other environmental things, even outside of where I was living, that were kind of dangerous. And it affected me so much. Like, seriously, you don't know how sensitive your body is. Like, you just, it's different level. So, all of that was crazy affecting me. So, I ended up leaving the situation that I was in, and getting back from that was really challenging. That's when I started like couch surfing, and I was jumping around and living on farms. God, I'm going so long on this live and I was not planning to. But like I said, I was trying to update you guys the way that I have on Instagram. So that's the thing. Like, this girl that I have kind of kept in touch with, she talks about how, like, if you do an extremely long water fast, you can possibly develop an eating disorder. And I believe her. Like, and some people, especially if you don't correctly come off of the fast, you can go through hair loss, you can go through all of these really crazy things, and it can be kind of dramatic and stressful to deal with. So, But if you do it correctly, you won't experience that. So that's why, like, I'm kind of upset that she's saying so many negative things about water fasting, but I'm like, that's her deal. It's her voice. She needs to express her opinion. And there's truth to everything that everyone says in some way. So I never argue with her. I just observe things that she's saying and things like that. But if you do it correctly, I have such a hard time with people that are actively trying to dissuade people from water fasting, because for me, it's a lifesaver. It literally like alters diseases and illnesses, and it actually gets your body on track. So, I just wanted to put that out there for those of you, like, if you have watched videos or information that talks about the negative side effects of water fasting, they should be talked about. But that's why we need to educate ourselves more on how to properly come off of it, how to, because the way I see it too is that if you are introducing, like, okay, for example, let me say this. Let's say that you have parasites unknowingly, and a fast parasites are crazy intelligent, okay? They have been around. Like, if you guys have watched Robert Sapolsky, how I've recommended him, he talks about, like, specifically toxoplasmosis, that parasite. It's been around for centuries and decades, and it is so intelligent on how to manipulate its host that it literally knows how to go up to your cells and activate your dopamine receptors to get what it needs to survive. And also, it will activate you because a parasite looks to mate and to replenish and to get to other sources. So, toxoplasmosis is actually like connected to sexual desires and sexual drive. So that's why I'm like, wow, like if you feel really chemically drawn to a person, like sexually desiring that person, I immediately run from that because I'm like, I don't know if that's possibly toxoplasmosis that's causing it, you know? So that's why I'm saying, like, for example, having done water fasting and everything that I've experienced, a water fast, you have to do much more than just starving a parasite to kill it. Like, you actually have to starve it, and then you have to put all of the herbs to actually go in and penetrate the barrier wall and kill it. Okay? You have to. That's the only way that you're going to actually get it to go out of your system. And that's why, like, all the acid that we've been ingesting and everything, I'm like, it's creating an environment for parasites to thrive on, because I've been thinking about, like, this is how crazy my mind is. Sometimes when I walk around stores or in outlets or places, or I see like candy stores and stuff, I'm like, that's for parasites, that's for parasites. And you have to understand, like, even certain people that have created businesses and even invented foods could have done it unknowingly being affected. And this is why I say this. I know it's so extreme, but at least 50% of people are infected with toxoplasmosis. So you just let that spin around in your mind and think about how much that's been affecting, like, a lot of how society has been structured, produced, um, everything. Oh my gosh, it can penetrate into everything that's been structured in our society. So, what I was saying about fasting, like, so let's say that you do a long term fast, okay? And you come off of the fast and you're like, you're feeling really good because what you've done is you've been through so much autophagy, you've eliminated mucus, inflammation, and dead senescent cells that have been sitting inside of your body. So once that happens, your organs actually start like running. Like everything gets connected inside of your body. Your brain gets back connected to your gut. And so when you come off of the fast, if you can like just immediately jump into consuming like acidic foods or things like that, that's why you go through hair loss. It's because you haven't actually killed the parasites. So when people have made videos that they're like fasting is bad, you lose your hair. No, 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 no. It's not about that. It's actually because like parasites steal nutrients that you need. So when you're coming back on a fast, and if you haven't actually killed any parasites inside of you, they're just gonna go crazy taking everything that you're putting back into the body. That's why like people say that you can immediately gain weight and stuff like that when you come off of a fast. That's the only reason why, because there's so many different types of like parasites that could be inside of the body. So, sorry, I haven't even been looking at the comments. Where are they? Where are you? So, I just wanted to, like, I obviously have to be cautious because I'm not like a doctor, but I've done a lot of researching and experimenting personal experience. So I'm like, yes, I have to, like, maybe I can't give the most proper information on it, but holy freaking crap, I have experienced all this. I've done at least 4 long-term fasts at this point. So I'm like, yeah, I've got a little bit of experience at this point. So, yeah, these comments are hilarious. Sorry, I'm just going through them. I didn't even see them for a little bit. Okay. Sometimes do raw food, nutritional, liquid fasting, and else do water fasting. That's cool. I know people hate when I say parasites. People probably get sick of me talking about that, but I'm like, sorry, it's just a reality. Like, that's why I'm like, I just love Robert Sapolsky. He's one of my favorite guys in the world. I would love to sit down and talk with him one day. Baking soda, sorry, I just have to comment on that. So I don't agree with it. That's my own thing, okay? Don't be offended. It's actually really not good for you, okay? Yeah, I understand it can reset the pH and everything if you have acid reflux or things like that, but it's really not good for you. I do not take probiotics. I have in the past, and I had such a sensitive reaction to them, so I never take probiotics anymore. I actually do not trust them at all. I do not think that they are good. That's my own opinion, okay? Keep all that in mind while I say all of this. That's okay. I respect you. If you don't choose the vegan life, that's totally fine. It's just my own personal choice. And for me, yes, I care what's happening because, look, I don't want to force my own views on other people, but at the same time, like everything quantumly is entangled and affected. And if we have people that are suffering, like the gut is off balance, that's why I'm like, that's why like, we're not truly connected to a higher power within ourselves, and it's affecting the environment, like literally. If you guys have watched Seaspiracy, all of the ways that we are like exploiting sea life is throwing off the chemical balance of the sea. There are animals inside of the sea that are actually balancing, like, I believe they said in there, was it CO2, or there's something about the way that they kind of like balance out the chemicals in the sea because it actually affects the air. We have been abusing that as humans. Sorry. So I'm like, it's up to you. Like, you need to just, I would just say, research, inform yourself, and then make your decisions from there. Because I do not like ignorance from humans, and specifically turning away from something and turning a blind eye because you don't want to look at the facts and the things that are going on in the universe, okay? So let's see. Sorry, I just had to respond to that. I have I do not use lemons. Yeah, I've been on this live for like an hour. I do not use lemons because they're not on the Dr. Sebi list. Lemons are such a touchy subject for people. And I'm so sorry. Like, I don't mean to come across as like self-righteous, but I only eat limes. That's the only thing I eat. Make your decision from there. Do your research. I know there's a lot of mainstream stuff that says lemons are very alkalizing. The information that I've read and researched is that lemons have been chemically altered. They're actually acidic. They're not good for you. And that's what I go by. Okay? Gonna leave it there. Um, la 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 la. Am I caught up? Holy crap. I only drink water. I do not put salt or lemon in it. God, I hate salt. I do not touch it. I don't trust it. Occasionally, like I said, when I was at my parents' and I ate some pinto beans, they had some salt in it. I was actually surprised because I came right off of it and I didn't like eat any salt, but salt is very addictive and that's why I don't really trust it that much. So salt is my like sea salt. Sea salt is my kind of once in a while I'll like treat myself to it. That's my treat myself thing or my like cheat day thing. So I do not agree with apple cider vinegar at all. Oh my gosh, like there was a point that I was using that on my salads because it does taste very good, but my nails started cracking. So you have to understand, like I eat so raw that anything that I ingest, I can see like an immediate reaction to anything that I introduce. Within a day, I can see how it's affecting my body. So I don't take apple cider vinegar at all. It's only like a cleaning, house cleaning thing to me. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just browsing through the comments. Yes, I love sea moss. Sea moss is one of my faves. It's the best thing. Toads. Yeah, I do think Crohn's look, I can't give completely educated decisions or like Crohn's disease, you know. I I know I have something gut-wise going on. That's why I've also been looking into the autism spectrum because one of their things is that they have gut issues, so I'm like, yeah, that probably would make sense. Elderberry is my favorite. I love that one, full of antioxidants. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kelly Rose. Hi. Holy crap. It has been so long. I hope you're doing good. It's so good to see you on here. She's one of my OGs. She's been around for a really long time. I do not drink distilled water. I only drink spring water. I don't know what Ormus is. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people praise apple cider vinegar. When I was on my health journey, I'll tell you guys I went through the phase of that. I was eating I in the morning, I would take a shot of baking soda and apple cider vinegar, and what it started doing is it was like breaking apart my nails and my teeth. It was like affecting the enamel. So it was like causing what was it doing? Oh, my teeth started like getting kind of brown, and I was like, that's not good. Wow. Eileen, you can get off of here. That's really effed up. So, I really don't care to hear your opinion. I have to block her because that's super effed up. Okay. All right, she's gone. Oh, that's interesting. Naturally nature. Let's see. You also suffered terribly because Mars is in Cancer. Vedic sidereal, low motion, low energy, bad accidents. Yeah, thank goodness. I heard that things are supposed to get better, maybe like astrologically towards the end of this month, which we're about there. So I'm like, that's awesome. Things are about to, I think, get really better, at least what I've researched. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't need that BS. I'm on a freaking 5-day water fast and I'm like super. I don't even care. It's like you just get a different level of confidence in yourself when you're actually pushing yourself past certain limits that you would normally have as a human, you know? Hold on, I need water. So, that's not really too bad. Within an hour, that was the only troll I had. That's awesome. Okay. I think that that should be good. I think I've answered questions. Do you guys have any more questions? That was really long. I need to get a bunch of stuff done. How often, hold on. How often do you begin a fast after the last fast? What I try to do, here's what I've noticed, okay? What I would like to get to is, sorry, I'm trying to think. The point that I would like to get to eventually is like a 3-day fast every full moon. Plus, I really like weekend fasts. So I was thinking about what I would do. And what I have been doing for the past like month or two is just eating 5 days a week. So that's kind of worked for me. I feel better. I actually feel like on the weekends, by doing kind of like just a weekend fast, I just feel better throughout the next week, and it kind of gets me through plateaus with my workouts, because you know how when you're working out and then you reach that plateau and you're like, God, like why can't I get through it? That's what I've been has been very beneficial with fasting, is it actually like helps break you past that point. So that's why I incorporate them. But I would say in general, anything past a 3-day fast, I try to wait 6 months in between them. So, because it's so much, it's really a lot on your body. But like I said too, like I would like to at least do a 21-day fast every year, or every other year. I don't know. I get really like overzealous about this stuff. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I don't. It's fine. Okay. No, 3 days will not kill all the parasites. Not at all. I would say that it like cleanses out your like like I said, it's the autophagy, so it cleanses out your body, like dead senescent cells and everything. But I don't think it touches really intense parasites. That's when you have to pull in some herbs that are not very tasty or delightful, and that's what your parasites will hate too. So, yeah, just that's what I've observed. I don't think at all that even the 33-day water fast, I don't think it killed like maybe one or two parasites or however many. Like it starved them and they were definitely on depletion and they were just totally diving into my fat storages. But I would probably say I think I still am like getting rid of them. But whenever I start diving into the herbs, dude, I make some real progress there. Yeah, wormwood is so intense, but it's super helpful for parasite cleanses. Let's see. I don't know how to tell you. Anyway. Okay. I think I'm good there. I have tons of stuff to do and get pretty prepared for. I don't think that's true. Eating a whole white onion would kill a parasite. Look, I'm just gonna tell you guys this really quick, okay? Oh, Victoria, it's so good to see you. My favorite tea to drink is nettle tea. Hands down, that's like my number one go-to. I love it. Um, what was I gonna tell you? Okay. What I was gonna tell you, yeah, eating one onion won't kill parasites. Oh yeah. What you the only way that I have seen, okay, let me tell you guys a little bit about what happened last year, okay? I don't know if you guys know or could tell. I was living in Mexico for a few months, and before I jumped out there, I was still doing cleanses. Like, I was really trying to do a parasite cleanse. And so I was like, um, this is such a crazy time. So, what I ended up doing at that time was I cut out every food that I thought that was pretty much pleasurable to me, okay? So at the point, the only thing that I was eating was just like bland kind of greens. That's where I was getting my nutrients, I suppose. And then I was drinking my parasite cleanse tea. OMG. The die off symptoms I had were so intense. I was in so much pain. Like, so when you actually kill a parasite, what it will do, because certain herbs that you take will go in, they penetrate the barrier of the parasite, but what that does is it releases toxins into your system. And that's what, yes, the Herc reaction. That's the die off symptoms that you get. So you can either get really bad BO, and then you can also get really depressed, almost suicidal, plus you get literal pain. You get calcification buildup that comes into your arms and your legs. It's miserable. Like, it's so intense. And that was what was happening last year. And so, to be totally honest, I've been kind of like avoiding it to an extent because it's so exhausting to actually like know that something that you're going to go into is beneficial for you long term, but the initial part is going to be really painful. Like you want to die, you want to like kill yourself. That's it's something that you kind of are like, okay. So that's why I've been like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure that I get an environment set up and feel pretty good, especially since I've been so disciplined and things have been going really well with my health. So I've been kind of like, all right, now it's time to get back in that part of it. So yeah, I've heard about turpentine, but I don't trust it. I'm trying not to sound all preachy and stuff, but I really don't trust it at all. I follow this guy like what's that Danny guy? Like Sunfruit Danny or something. He is all about the turpentine with the he like puts it on some cane sugar. I don't know. I don't really trust it. But that's my own thing. Again, like, do whatever you guys want to do. I personally don't trust it. So that's my own little dealio. So, and bone broth, I do not agree with. That's my own thing too. So I don't agree with bone broth. I don't think that it's like as beneficial as other things that you could take. Let me just word it that way. I don't think bone broth is as beneficial and would actually heal you. That's, I think, bone broth to me is kind of like it sustains your illness, you know? Like it doesn't really actually make any changes for you. So I don't agree with that one either. Yeah, Danger Cat. Yes. This is such a hard topic, your question, because I would love to be that type of person that's like, whatever, the rebellious that just says whatever they want. But yeah, I have a huge protocol that I think would be, very beneficial. And what I have done, the changes that I have made, pulled me out of things that you haven't seen. Like when I started on my journey, I was having panic attacks every day. Panic attacks. I was so like paranoid and oh my gosh, like things were horrible for me when I first got on this journey. So that's what's been so challenging for me because I know a lot of the information that's come to me is like that I'm supposed to share it, that that's what I'm here to do. I understand that, but I also know it's so unfortunate that, like I want to help, but there are still people that would blame me for their shit, or if something goes wrong, then they would hold me liable. And that's such a challenging thing for me to deal with is like if I should actually put together groups. That's why, like, if you guys saw on my community board, I was like, let's put together a fasting group, like I really wanted to do that and kind of give you guys as much information as I could and give you my whole breakdown and protocol on how I've done this. And I never like went through with it because I was just like, what do I do? I'm not a doctor, and there could just be one person that ruins it for everyone else. One person that isn't evolved enough or responsible or intelligent enough to be like accountable for their own actions and would just blame me, and if it could come back as far as like legal repercussions or anything, that would suck and I would have to pull everything down. I could lose everything. and I have to protect myself. So that is a loaded question. It's something I think about it every single day because I'm like, dude, Spirit, I don't even know what to do because I have so much information that I want to share and my whole protocol on how to do this and how to put it together. And yeah, I don't know. So I don't agree with walnuts. Paperclip your zen. I was talking about almonds earlier. I don't eat almonds. The only nuts that I eat are walnuts and Brazil nuts. Those are truly the only alkaline nuts. So anyway, yeah, Life in HD with Jen. I agree. I'm like, it'll come together in the way that it's meant to, in the way that yeah, is meant to happen, and I'll just kind of be patient and wait for it to come to that point. So, yeah, I freaking love Brazil nuts. Those are so, so freaking delicious. Dang, we shouldn't talk about those because I'm so tempted to just go get some right now and eat them. I don't know, maybe I'll break my fast today. Who knows? Yeah, totes. That's also the reason I'm fasting too, because I was hoping to kind of get some clarity on some things and kind of like, this is where I get more spiritual. Like, I do a lot of meditations and stuff while I fast. And so I try to get as connected to myself and my guides while I fast. So it's a very spiritual experience for me. So that's part of the reason that I was doing the fast, because I was hoping that it would just like give me some clarity and help me to because I'm like, yeah, a lot of chemicals that we ingest cause confusion. And so that's why I was hoping to do that, is just to get to this really high vibration so that I can just get a lot of clarity and I'm not doubting the things that come to me or questioning them or, anything like that. So, yeah, it's so hard for me. Seriously, like, probably my other favorite nuts are macadamia nuts and pistachios, but I can't eat them. Like, I've actually seen reactions to when I eat those, and technically, those are not good. And that's saying a lot because I was in Hawaii for a time and I was eating like organic macadamia nuts from the farm I was on. Oh my gosh, they were so delicious. But they're just at least not on the list that I follow. Okay, let me just leave it at that because I know these are sensitive subjects. So let's see. You guys are so nice. It makes up for the one negative comment. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Okay. What should I say? I think I'm gonna end it there. Seriously, I have so much to do. I have to get ready. So I just wanted to give you guys an update like I've been doing on Instagram. I'm so sorry. I'm like, why have I been more loyal to Instagram when I actually have more support on here? It's so sorry. But that's why if you guys want to follow me on Instagram too, that'd be kind of helpful. I don't know why, it just feels easier to go live on Instagram than YouTube. I'm not totally sure why that is. But I'm gonna jump off because, yeah, I have tons to get finished before I move in a few days. So, yeah. Thank you guys, seriously, for your support, your comments. You guys are amazing. I'm actually surprised I didn't have more like trolls and negativity. That was pretty good. So thank you so much. You guys are the best. And I promise, like, especially after I get through this move, I've been just trying to give you guys like good, helpful information. But once I make this transition, I'll be diving much more into a lot of the stuff that I've been doing as far as like quantum physics and everything. So, because I know a lot of you guys have been like, incorporate more of that in the readings, and I've wanted to, but I just, yeah, like, it's just not the time. I'll move into that in a little bit. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. You're seriously the best. I'm so grateful for you all. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the readings for this next weekend. Okay, have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you're at in the world. And I love you guys so, 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 so much. Take care.